Hi, Gabby. Welcome to Gabbing with Girlfriends. And guess who's with me? Gabby, gabbing with Gabby again. Hi, Gabby. You're my favorite person to talk to because you
Oh,
always make me laugh.
oh, good. I'm glad I could do that for you.
So, how are you?
Well, I'm pretty good considering I haven't had any sleep for the past 3 days because, when you get a sick dog with diarrhea, they always want to get it on a bank holiday weekend, don't they?
They want to get anything on a bank
On a,
holiday weekend, always.
and the other thing, like they like to be fine all day. And then starting around 1 a.m., wake up every 2 hours to poop.
No, they,
So
they wait until you snore.
yeah. And
That
then
snoring sound is like they think it's their tummy rumbling, and that's it. They have to go out
yeah, so
without
I
fail.
ended up I was going to go to the my office today, but I ended up at the vet instead. I've got meds for her for Daphne now, but it was one of those weekends where you don't get sleep because and dogs get the poops, right? That's what they do. So the
Hmm.
first night you think, it'll be gone tomorrow. And then they're normal all day. And then that night, you know what I mean?
Until the
And then
snoring. But
yeah,
is pumpkin to make them
pumpkin's
stop or
good.
make them go?
It can do both.
Oh,
It's just good for settling their stomach. Yeah. So he gave me some stuff. The vet gave me some stuff that I will try out tonight, and hopefully tonight I'll get a good night's sleep.
yay. Um, so I was just asking you what you're going to wear on Saturday, but you have no idea?
I don't know because it depends on what the temperature is because I'm always hot. And
You are hot.
I'm hot. I'm a one hot potato. And when the temperature rises, you never know. So I'm waiting to see what the temperature is before I make a final decision.
Did you
Also, I
know that I
just don't
can't ever
know.
pick out my clothes? And pardon?
Also, I just don't know.
Did you know I can't ever pick out my clothes in advance? I always figure out what I'm going to wear like the minute before, literally. Or if I'm
Oh,
packing, I
wow.
pack the morning of. And because
I can't
we
do
don't
that.
live in LA, I have to really know what I'm going to wear the day before because that's when I'm going. Yuck.
I was trained by my mother. You had to have your school clothes out the night before you went to school. So I always have to know in advance. And I'm just not really, I just haven't decided because it's not going to be like I'm going out to get something new. I'm going to stand in front of my closet and you'll just see me in something you've already seen me in. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Of
But
course. And I always think cocktail clothing is almost the hardest because if it's black tie, you kind of know what you have to wear. In cocktail, it can go in so many different directions. But Gabby and I are both going to an event this weekend for Last Chance for Animals, which is an amazing charity that we both support. And yeah, it's awesome. So Google them, Last Chance for Animals. There you
yeah,
go.
it's
That's my
really,
bit.
really a good charity. And they always have it though at the Beverly Hilton, which I can't remember what the temperature is in there, but I think I need a wrap when
Yeah,
I
I
go
always think I
there.
do too. Air
Yeah, I think
conditioning.
I need a wrap when I go there.
But speaking of wraps, have you ever had the treat body treatment? Not the edible wrap, but a body treatment wrap?
Yes, once a long, long time ago.
Did you like it?
Yes, it was great. It was
I went
great.
to Calavi, where you were invited to as well, for 3 days this past weekend, and I didn't do it because it doesn't really sound appealing to me. But one of the girls we were with did it, I think twice. She loved it. I don't
It
really get
makes
it,
it makes you
but
feel really good. The other thing I
clean.
had, yeah, it makes you feel really good. Like really cleans your whole body is like clean and exfoliated. But it was a long time ago I had that. It's been almost a year. I had a treatment at Terranea that I've never had before with water. Have you ever had like a water massage where they literally drop water onto you? And
I
it
have no idea. I
sounds
don't like
like,
water.
oh, it sounds like it wouldn't work. Like, how can that possibly work? It was the most incredible thing. I couldn't figure out how I'm going to be lying, nude on a table Well, they dump water on me. And then when it's done, how are they gonna dry me off, massage me, like do all that? It's pretty cool. They have these levers over you with water coming out of different spigots, and they control it in different ways. So you get massaged with water. Then they like pull this blanket out from under you, and all the water that you've been lying in goes away. And then they massage
Magic.
you. It's
It sounds like
freaking
magic.
magic. It was magic. I loved it. Although the whole time I was there, I was thinking about how we're in a drought, and I hope they're recycling that, but not on my body.
But I'm sure they are. I'm sure they used
Yeah.
your water on the next person, though.
Yes.
But did you ever use lipstick that's a stain and not really like a gloss or creamy?
Yes, I have.
That's what this is, and I can't get it off.
Yeah.
Like I keep
And
licking my lips, and it's kind of not a t-shirt color. It's kind of like
yeah, but
color for
it looks so,
Saturday.
it looks good, but then you can put gloss over it. I mean, the thing about those stains is, I think the philosophy is you put it on and then it doesn't come off. Then you can put gloss over it to make it shiny, and then that way, when you're at the cocktail party drinking, the only thing that comes off is the gloss, but the color stays until you reapply gloss.
Huh.
I think that's the
I
idea
forgot that.
behind it.
I forgot the second half of the process then. But do you want me to tell you what I did do at Calavi?
What?
Cracked a rib.
Oh, from laughing too hard?
No, close. I did it in stretch class. How
Oh,
weird is that? I was lying, I don't know what downward dog means, but I think maybe, is that when your thumb's up in the air?
that's when your ass is in the air.
Yeah. So I was kind of like that, but you take your arms and you stretch them way out in front of you. And I did, and all of a
Okay.
sudden I heard pop. It was
Oh,
horrible,
shit. That sounds
horrible.
painful.
But the sound is worse than the pain.
Oh, that's just awful.
I know
That's
it's really
awful.
awful.
And now it
That's
hurts to laugh.
Yeah, it does hurt to laugh. It does, but I'm getting used to holding myself. Or if I cough, or I can't lie on
Yeah.
that side. That's for sure. But
Yeah, that's
pretty
really
crazy.
painful.
But I actually I broke it last year when I fell in England, leaving my doctor's office, which is really kind of ironic. But I think that it didn't. I think that it was still fragile from last year. So I think it wasn't just a random break. I think it was like a re-break that wasn't totally healed or something.
And look, ribs aren't like these huge, giant, thick bones anyway, right? I mean,
That's right.
I broke ribs in a car accident 10 years ago, and that same rib, if I touch it, like it still hurts. It's
Is that
like I
right?
don't think it's never going to heal the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
never going to heal the same way.
that sucks.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is, but it's not like it's a big bone, it's a small one. So,
Yeah.
shit can happen.
Yeah. So your husband's away.
He is in England right now.
Well, we have some questions from some people that listen to this show, and they, so we're going to answer them, okay? But I'm looking for
Hit
this one
me. Hit me.
because it follows up with your husband being away. She's not talking about your husband, so you don't have to worry about it. Um, okay. Miracles Mama 3 asks, I'm getting married next fall. What's your best marriage advice? I know mine.
Well, my best marriage advice would be I hope you're marrying a traveling salesman.
That's mine. Not the traveling
But
salesman part, but
but if you're not, I hope he has some sort of pager or some sort of device that makes him have to leave the house on the spur of a moment, and you don't know when he's coming back. That's called keeping the love alive
that's
and
called
your
absence making the
sanity.
heart grow fonder.
That's right.
But that's my advice. I think marriages last forever if you're not together every day.
Right. And if you're marrying a guy who does not have a job that, has him leave the house, then he needs to have some sort of hobby and or a group of friends that make him leave the house, something that's separate for him, because you're going to have your own stuff, right? So
Yeah.
he needs to
Or
have
if
a
you're marrying
hobby.
somebody that doesn't have a job, period, think again.
Oh, yeah, that goes without saying. Uh, so, or maybe he is a homebody sort, then you need to be sure you have a hobby or girlfriends that you like to go visit or something that you like to do. But the fact is that if you stay together with someone all the time, all the time, all the time, and never have any time apart, that ain't going to
No,
work out so well. Just because you'll get
no.
on each other's nerves. You don't even have to do anything like wrong or anything. It's just you need a break once in a while.
Yeah, you just do. It's like people aren't meant to be together all the time, 24/7. You
No,
can be with
even
your
we,
animals 24/7, but
that's
another
different.
human? No.
Another human, no. Even when we were cavemen, he was out hunting all day and you were cleaning berries. You weren't together all day doing that, you know?
How
So
do
you
you know
need
what I
to,
was doing back then?
I'm just saying what I was doing.
Gotcha.
I was out hunting
Um,
berries.
okay, here is another one. Ready?
Yep.
Zach Mom asks, how do you keep calm during the holidays?
Oh, well, you're assuming I'm calm during the holidays by asking that question. Uh, well, really, what I do is I start very, very early doing things that I need to do, like addressing my Christmas cards. I've already bought my Christmas cards, so I need to address them, and I usually do that during
Even
the
if your
things.
holiday's in July?
I'm thinking of Christmas holiday.
It doesn't say that. It says during the holiday. Oh, during the holidays. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally read it. I made up my own translation.
Well, you're
Go
thinking
on.
of 4th of July,
Forget
it's
it.
same thing. So I address my cards and do as much gift wrapping as I can and mailing over the Thanksgiving weekend. Because, if I'm not going somewhere, which I usually don't, because that means that I'm not waiting in line as long at the post office. A lot of people are out of town during that weekend, so there's not a lot of lines. I'm also one of those weird people that I love to shop on the Friday, on Black Friday. I like to go to Gary's in Beverly Hills, and I just love to go there because I like to see all the decorations, and it makes me in a festive mood. So if I go to Gary's on Friday and get in a festive mood, I can spend Saturday addressing cards and or wrapping and or going to the post office. So I get a head start. Then I don't feel so much pressure.
But it's a shame that Gary's doesn't have sales. They don't have Black
They
Friday sales, do they?
they do have a sale if you are like a friend, which means basically go there, get your email in there, whatever, and it's once a year, it's 20% off, and it is that first weekend in December, like the first, second, like that.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I
that's the
guess I'm
other.
not a friend.
I'm a friend. I'm once a year. I'm a friend, baby.
That's awesome. Okay, here's another one. Lad Craig, 1971. How do you make new friends in your 50s? I have moved to a new town and I feel lost.
Well, um, there's a couple of ways. The most obvious thing is if you have a job, immediately that throws you into being around other people. It doesn't mean you're going to be best buddies with all of them, but it does put you in a position to meet other people. And then you might make a friend there and they lead you to one of their friends, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and if you don't have a job, you could get one, you could volunteer somewhere,
Yeah,
you could volunteer somewhere. You can go to events like Last Chance for Animals. When you're there, you're going to be in a group of like-minded people. And if you buy a single ticket, they're going to sit you at a table with 9 other people you've never met before.
that's a good that's
It's
a good one.
it's a way to meet people. There are also things if you're interested in, there's groups that you can find. For example, say you're into old movies, or say you're in, I mean, a friend of mine was into old movies and moved to a new town and found a group some online that actually watched old movies together.
Did you make that up?
No, that's really true.
Oh, cool.
in Virginia, she found this place that did that. There are lots of things I think you could do to find like-minded people, but then you have to work at developing a relationship with them. You have to exchange a number and say, "Hey, that was really fun, that walk we did today," because you've decided to meet at a nature place. And you have to follow up. You know what I mean? You have to do the work. You have to follow up.
Well, I can't really remember my 50s, but I should imagine. I think this is pretty applicable for any age. I think when you move, obviously, if you're really young, you're going to school and that's where you meet friends. But I think going to a gym or the dog park, if you have a dog, if you go to a dog park just to hang, then you're probably not going to make friends because they'll think you're a weirdo. But I think taking your dog to a dog park or if you're in a neighborhood, even just walking your dogs, seeing the same
Yep.
people every day that walk their dogs, um, a gym, or like you said, well, there's classes too. Take a cooking
Right.
class or I don't even know what other classes there are. I don't know why I said cooking. Take a stretch class. Just be careful. But no, there's classes you can take, and I think that's a good way too because again, if you're walking your dog or taking a class, you're already halfway there because you have one thing in common, if nothing else, with the other people
Right.
in there. You're doing what they're doing too.
Right, like sign up for yoga and see who you meet there if that's what you're into, or go to
Yeah.
the library. I mean, the library is always having events, or, other places around here in PV are always having events. So you just have to go to one, and then you have to put yourself out there. If you're shy, you're just going to have to, grab sack and say hi to someone, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, I've gone alone to many things in my life because Glenn was out of town and I didn't have a
Mhm.
wing woman with me. And, you just do it and it's okay until you decide you're done and you want to go home.
Yeah. There you
But
go.
the other thing to remember if you've just moved someplace is that it does take about 2 years to get your whole life sorted, from what dry cleaner you're going to use to discovering everything in your neighborhood. So don't be
That's a
too
little
hard on your.
slow, 2 years.
Well, that's what they say the average is, but don't
Do
be
they?
too hard on yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. K Summer 12 asks, what's your favorite concert or live experience?
Oh boy. I don't think I would have just one that I could answer to that. I mean,
I do.
most. I couldn't. I know you. I know what yours is. I bet, but I mean, Glenn's last show that I saw at the Saban was fantastic. It was like,
I heard it
I don't
was.
know. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he was just on fire. And the one he had in New York was great too. Um, I really like going to these ballets. I just went to the ballet last week again, and that's a great live experience. And I don't know. I couldn't pick just one because there are so many good experiences that I personally have had.
Well, what do you think mine's going to be?
Yours is going to be you too
Well,
at
going to
the
the
Sphere.
Sphere.
Yeah, the
It happened to
Sphere.
be you two that was performing,
Yeah.
but it was such a mind-boggling experience. It was like nothing else.
Yeah, I have a
Nothing.
friend that was there and she wanted me to go with her, but I was in Minnesota, but I would love to have experienced it. I mean,
You
I've seen
have
all the
to,
photos and everything. It looks
but it
incredible.
doesn't do any justice. Those
Yeah,
photos do no justice. The videos,
right.
no justice. You have to be there. So I would definitely put that on your list of something to do between now and I think December 2nd is when it finishes. I
Okay.
think they're going to extend in January, but what do I know? But you should definitely,
I would love to
definitely.
go. I would love to see that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just seriously. I
It's
just,
like there's
no
nothing
words.
on
There are
there's
no
no
words.
more there's no more cables on stage. There's
Nothing.
nothing. That's what I
Nothing.
can't wrap my head around that.
No, because it kind of seems like you're there to see kind of a Milli Vanilli sort of thing that, where there's some recorder, where there's some machine somewhere playing everything. And
Right. So
it
how does
just,
that work? I can't understand the process. So like
well, I think there's like 160,000 speakers in the venue or something built in everywhere.
I get that. But what about like, are all the amps on stage? Is everything
Nothing
still
is on
there?
stage. Nothing. There's a drum kit and musicians, period. I don't get it either. You have to go. I'm not,
I
even
just
if I
don't
got it,
get.
I'm not going to tell you because
Okay.
you have to go, but I don't get it anyway.
No.
I'm just simple. So, yes, that is mine. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Best Mimi asks, what is the best trip you've ever taken?
Oh my gosh, that is so not fair. Well,
Okay, I'll say mine. You're taking
you
too
do
long.
yours.
Safari.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's
Great.
mine. That's just, yeah,
I'm going to
that's my
say
happy
mine
place.
mine would be going to the World Cup. I love going to a
Oh,
World
yeah,
Cup.
that's a
I
good
love
one.
going to that. I love, love, love it. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Kitty Marino Kitty Marino said, asks, what's your favorite Mexican food?
Huh. I'm very, very simple. Okay. I love chips and a really good salsa. I can eat that so much that when an entree comes, I'm done. If the salsa's really, really good, there's a place down here in San Pedro, the Green Onion, that is going to close in December. They make the best salsa ever. I don't
Forever?
know what. Yeah, because they've lost their lease. So, and they're going to
Oh,
they've been there for decades, at least since the 70s, possibly the 60s, but they're going to, take the building down and put a high rise in there, just what we need. But they really make good salsa. So I love salt. I like that part of Mexican food.
mine's taquitos.
Oh,
I like the crunch.
yeah, yeah.
I love anything
I
crunchy.
get it.
So,
I like crunchy too. Yeah.
so that's me. Mirland333 asks, what are your favorite Disney movies? I'm only going to do
Well,
one.
I don't really do Disney, so I wouldn't know unless if Escape from Witch Mountain was Disney, then I saw it a long time ago and I loved it. But
Okay,
I was a kid.
I say
If
that can count. She may
I
not
mean,
agree, but I say it can. And mine's Frozen. And that's being a grandmother to girls. And I mean, I knew every word, not just the words to the lyrics, but it was as if I slept with a script every night that I knew. I think I knew every word said in the movie before I even saw the movie,
right.
which made me cry, which is even really bizarre. Okay, ABC with Mr. SP asks, what is your proudest moment?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like to think that I would do something that I have to like. I don't want to brag, but I was a bone marrow donor once
That
to
should
somebody that had cancer, but I don't feel like that's, I
that
don't know, maybe
counts.
that's a proud
You should be
moment.
proud of that
Okay.
because that's exceptional and not everybody does that. So that's something that is definitely pride worthy for sure.
Okay,
That's really
I'll take
cool.
it.
Mine is, I guess having kids. I guess you have to say that. I don't really know. That shouldn't count. Mine's probably discovering Missy,
Yeah,
my soulmate dog.
saving all the animals you've saved. Come on now.
Okay. Well, that's moments. My proudest moment, without sounding too terribly corny, is discovering that is coming to the realization that I need fewer friends in my life, friends with more value in my life, meaning friends that are good people. Because I spent so much of my life around people that weren't so good that that's a really coming to that realization. I was quite proud that I did that.
Right. I
Does that
get
make
it.
sense?
Yeah, it totally
Yeah.
makes sense. You're proud of yourself for changing, you got to be proud of yourself for changing,
Yeah.
right?
Change is hard, especially at our age, at my
how you
age.
cultivate people.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Meow Kitty Purr asks, what do you most enjoy doing about gabbing with a girlfriend? Gabbing? I can't even say the name of the podcast. What do you most enjoy about doing the Gabbing with Girlfriends podcast?
Well, I feel like you and I get a catch up. You know what I mean? Because we don't
Yeah,
see each other all
yeah,
the time. We don't even live in the same town. So for me,
in the same
we're having
state.
a yeah, we're having a catch up. The fact that you're recording it kind of goes out of my mind. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're just catching up.
That's exactly what my enjoyment is too, is just feeling like I'm just having a chat, which is what I'm
Yeah,
doing. And I like that. I think I think it's a really good concept for a podcast, if I may say so myself.
I think you did a wonderful job.
Huh. Okay, future Mrs. Tong asks, what's your favorite order at Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Uh,
We're Starbucks
uh,
people.
I'm a Starbucks, so it would be a tall Americano, but I bring my own non-dairy creamer, which is hazelnut nut pods. I think nut pods is the
Oh,
best non-dairy creamer. It's unsweetened. I don't like things super sweet, but it has a good flavor. It's made from coconut and almond milk combined together. And so it mixes into the coffee good. You know what I mean? It doesn't make clumps or anything
I'm
weird.
going to try that.
And I love nut pods. It's my fave. And they have pumpkin spice right now for the holiday season. So I'm doing pumpkin
Well,
spice
that's a whole nother thing. Why is pumpkin only this time of the year?
because this is
Why?
when the pumpkins are ripe. They don't, it takes them all summer to
You
grow.
can't make things with canned pumpkins, which is available all year.
It's not the same, Gloria.
Oh,
I mean, nobody wants pumpkin spice when it's really, really hot out. I mean,
really?
I guess that's the philosophy that this is this time of year. They've made it special for this time of year.
I
Look,
use Nespresso pods, and which they only have pumpkin this time of the year. I just got enough to keep me all year.
yeah,
I'm getting ahead of the game.
I'm ordering my pumpkin spice nut pods from their website and having it delivered to my home because I need it.
I'm going to try that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, mine is, unless it's pumpkin season, mine is just a green iced tea. That's my go-to drink
Oh,
all the time.
I love their green iced tea. That's what I get in the
And do you get
summer
it
months.
sweetened?
Yeah. No, just plain. I don't like any sweet in it.
I mean, I know you said it's no sweet with the coffee, but
Yeah.
I get mine sweetened with classic, and I say no water. I don't want them diluting that stuff.
Yeah, what I do is I say, give it to me with just a very little amount of ice because all that ice
No, I
dilutes
like it
it.
because I like it so cold. I like it.
Yeah.
I ask for Gabby's extra ice.
Oh,
Can I have Gabby's discarded ice, please?
but not my discarded water.
Canson475, I hope I said that right. Canson475 asks for advice on how to stay connected with your friends when in a new relationship.
Well,
But
that's
here's what I
because
think
when
that means. I
it
think it
means
means if you're in a new boyfriend relationship.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. Because when you start dating someone seriously and then you're all in love and googly eyed, they take up all your time. And so you kind of,
You
push
forget about
your
your girlfriend.
girlfriends away for a little while. But the natural course of that is that it will all come back around. But as you and I have both said many times, maintaining friendships takes work and your girlfriends who really understand that you're in this new relationship, they know that where it used to be 50-50, now they know it might be more like they see you 20% of the time and they get it, but you have to do the work. Like, you have to make some extra time. You don't have time to talk, or drop them a postcard in the mail, do something, but I don't know, you have to work at it. It's hard. I get what you're saying. When you're in a new relationship at the beginning, you kind of get wrapped up in that.
Well, I
You
think,
do.
okay, well, here's what I think. I think if you do that, if you have a new relationship and that becomes your 24/7 life, and your girlfriend that's been with you through, losing an animal, or, fights with your other boyfriends, or whatever it is, or family drama, and anything. If you choose to make this new beau or this new person your priority in life, then I think you're screwed up. Because I think having those people, those friendships that are real, that have been there for you, are a real friend, is invaluable.
I agree. And I also think there's a difference between that question being asked by someone who's 25 versus someone who's 55. If you're 25 and you're wrapped up in the relationship, probably all your other girlfriends are wrapped up in one of their own as well, and you're kind of all going in and out. I mean, I'm still in touch with all my girlfriends from my younger years, and we've all gone in and out of all those things in relationships and had times when we didn't want to talk to anybody. But if you're not and you're 55 and you are just now in a new relationship, I mean, I'm kind of with you, Gloria. Like, you're this old now. Your friends have been there with you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
This probably isn't your first rodeo. So just kind of get more of a handle on it.
And that's true. It is an age thing because if you're in your, early 20s, there's no way you can understand this because you couldn't have had, that.
You don't have the life experience yet.
Yeah.
And you're all kind of having the same life experience as you go along.
So I hope people in their early 20s are listening to this and take something from it because there's nothing better than a close friend that will go through everything with you without judgment. And keep in mind that new relationship,
He could turn out to be an asshole, and then you'll
and
need your
he's
friends.
judging. He's totally judging, even if he says he's not. He is. So there. Um, words from the wise, or yeah, whatever it
Words
is.
from those who have been there.
Old people. Words from old people. Person. Oh, words from
Words
an old person.
from experienced women.
Yes, there you go. There you go. So when's your husband back?
November 19th.
For the rest of the year?
Yes, except for a brief jaunt to Wales at the beginning of December.
Oh. And what are you doing for Halloween?
Probably nothing. I mean, I love Halloween.
Do
I
you
think
get kids come around or no?
not where I live, no.
Me,
I do like Halloween.
me
I
too.
always thought it was a great, fun holiday, one of my faves as a kid and as an adult. But honestly, kids don't come around here, and it's okay. I'm fucking tired, and I'm fine to stay home.
But you know
You
what?
know?
I don't think, do kids even go anywhere anymore? I never hear of kids. I mean, I think my grandkids, because of where they live, and I think they have like school things. So, they'll go to somebody's house from school and dress up, and everybody will go together, and then there'll be somebody else at school will have like a Halloween party or something. It just seems like things are more organized nowadays.
Well, when I grew up, where I was growing up, there were a lot of kids, so we all went trick or treating
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
And
same.
then, my mom would also have Halloween parties for us kids, which was a lot of fun. So I
Ah,
assume that moms are still out there having Halloween
yeah, I guess
parties for
so.
their kids.
But it's scarier times, so people are probably a little less
I don't
apt to
know.
go.
The 70s were scary too. You know the bit. Do you remember the razor blade in the
Yes,
apple?
yes, I do.
Okay, that's not a new thing. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
razor
no, it's
blade
not.
in
It
the
isn't, and
apple.
it's.
When
I
I was a
never
kid,
had
I
one in
was
my
always
peanut
like,
butter cup.
"Oh
Thank
God,
goodness.
I wonder if I'm gonna get an apple. My mother's gonna. I wonder if my mother's gonna check my candy. What if there's a razor blade? I mean, I kind of wanted the razor blade to show
No, she
up because it would
pretended
have
she
been.
checked, but she really ate your
She
candy.
really
That's what
didn't give a
happened.
shit.
I think that's what happened. Um, well, I think that's it. I think we're good.
Okay, good.
We could save everything else for the next time. I love these questions. I wish people would do this all the time.
Yeah, send more questions. I
Yeah.
like answering
Yeah, me
questions.
too. Me
It's
too.
fun. It's basically because someone's asking for my opinion.
Yeah, and who would do that? Yeah, I love it. I think that's really cool. And you have such great answers, and you're always fun, and you're always funny, and I can't wait to do this again with you, and I can't wait to see you Saturday.
Yay,
Yay!
Saturday.
I know.
Yay!
So cool. Okay, well, thanks again for tuning into Gabbing with Girlfriends, or in this case, Gabbing with Gabi. Back in a couple weeks. Thank you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And be sure to follow Gabbing with Girlfriends on here so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on social media for more fun and in-depth conversations. Thank you.